REOL is a J-pop artist who I shamefully don't know a lot about. This is the only album I have come across from her, but I do think from here on out I'm gonna have to go back and check out her other releases because this is really good. Kind of take away all the expectations of what this may be, because J-pop is a bit of a understatement for this album. It's not really, you can't just call this J-pop. There's elements of house, future bass, hip-hop, friggin' electropop, if you will, as well. Dubstep even a little bit on here. It's got everything. It is smashing everything out there and breaking as much as it possibly can just to create some chaos. I think it's an acquired taste. I don't think you would just stick this on and get a great deal of enjoyment out of it just for the hell of it, because I think you would definitely be put off by the abrasive sounds, especially in the first few tracks, and then later on in the album too. Some of the vocal performances here as well are a bit outlandish and eccentric, but for me, I actually really enjoy this. This is a lot of fun. Like, the word fun cannot be used enough to describe this album. Opening track just transports you straight back to like the early 2010s era, where there was just massive club bangers, just absolute electro clashing bangers all across the radio in the summer months. It's not been like that anymore really though. In the summer, the landscape of music has changed quite a bit. You don't really get that same, you know, vibe coming from mainstream pop music anymore, but this track just takes you straight back to that era. And during that era, I didn't like much of the music that came out, to be honest, and even going back to some of it does sound quite dated, but this track, you'd think I'd hate it, but I freaking love it. Hype Mode 2 might be even better. I don't know, I can't really decide which is the best track out of the first two, or even the third track. That 3-track run is immense, to be honest, but the Hype Mode track just sounds like some Diplo Bauer type production. If you've not been keeping up with Bauer, by the way, he's been dropping some good music, so he wasn't just a Harlem Shake guy, he really is coming out with some really good electronic music these days. But yeah, there's just the mashup of those two dubstep artists, those electronic artists, are just combined here to create this massive beat on the second track. The swagging vocals, she's got so much swagger, man. She just rides these beats with ease. She just rides these beats with so much cool, so much I don't know the word, coming through with the energy, and man, it continues up until Phanto Me, which is again one of the best tracks. Like I said, that 3-track stretch is mad, because once you get to track 4 and 5, the energy just kind of evaporates. It's a really weird transition, to be honest, because I think she honestly could have kept this up for the entire stretch of the album and it wouldn't have got boring. But I think when you hit those 2 tracks, it just kind of reminds you how good those first 3 were, and the excitement isn't as thrilling. It's not as thrilling. It's just not as intense, and you hit that same point on track 9 too, with this kind of pointless interlude, to be honest. It doesn't really take you anywhere, which I think just kind of show what the potential this album could have had if she kept it going. But I think it just does remind me of how much I was enjoying the other tracks. I could easily skip these ones. But at least the track Un, Deux, Trois is a really liquidy and infectious, catchy pop tune, very much just indebted to the J-pop type stuff that you would expect. And I think if you're not as into like the in-your-face punching bangers, then this one might be more for you. The synth line on Dali is almost overbearing, to be honest. Like, it gets near levels of irritation, but you can't help but just bounce around to it, to be honest. And then the closing track as well ends with an absolute bang. So yeah, this album, man, very much reminds me of listening to an artist like Jackie Y, who you may be familiar with. I know Rick the Lie and a few other people absolutely adore her music too. And, you know, Ricky, I think, has championed her sound quite often. So I think if you're aware of what she's doing, then I couldn't imagine why you wouldn't at least appreciate this. Or even any of the other artists I've mentioned throughout the video, like some of that early 2010s Britney Spears type stuff, where she kind of just went all out there with the mad house bangers. Yeah, this has got so much charisma and personality. I think it really has become a bit overlooked as the years gone on. So hopefully you check out this review and get something out of it, because I actually think this is really good. It falls short of being great though. I'm kind of annoyed because I do want to give this like a highest praise I possibly could, but there just are a couple of tracks that I really would quite easily do without. But I'd go 7.5 out of 10. It's been a while since I gave a 7.5, but this album does kind of capture that feeling a lot. So it easily could be like an honorable mention at the end of the year, or even like sneak into my year-end list, depending on how many great albums we get. Because it could grow on me as well. Some of those lesser exciting moments could easily become great for me. We'll see. So yeah, 7.5 out of 10 from me. Definitely a worthy album for the year. It's kind of gone overlooked as the year's gone on. This actually did come out in January, so hopefully I've given it a bit of a boost here to check, for you to check it out if you haven't already heard it. If you have though, let me know your thoughts. That'd be great to hear in the comments. Have a good day and subscribe. Goodbye.